Okay, the last experiment for your module will be on the assay of paracetamol tablets. Okay, so the objective for this analysis is to determine the percentage purity of a given sample of paracetamol by using UV spectrophotometer. So basically, what are you trying to determine is to check whether the paracetamol or the PCM tablet contain the dosage as it is stated probably on the packaging. Okay, for example, if you buy the Panadol brand of paracetamol tablet, it usually has let's say 100 500 mg. Okay, 500 mg of PCM, which is available in each of the tablets. So you are doing assay test to check whether each of the tablet contain exactly 500 mg or it is more or less than the value. Okay, and the acceptable range of percentage purity that you should get depends on which literature that you are actually referring to, meaning that normally in pharmaceutical you always refer to pharmacopoeia. So it is either USP, United States Pharmacopoeia, or BP, British Pharmacopoeia, or other like Japanese or Chinese. Okay, depends on which pharmacopoeia that you are referring to. And they will have this allowable range in which to say that if it is within, let's say, 98 to 100.5%, so that would be considered as the passing value. So if it is lower or more than that, so we would say that the sample or the assay test to be, or the tablet, the PCM tablet to be failed for the assay test. Okay. One thing to consider is that it's not just to make sure that it should not contain less than what it is stated on the packaging. Let's say 500, but in reality it is 400. But if there are more active pharmaceutical ingredient that is available in each tablet, let's say it is supposed to be 500 and the actual one could be 550. So that will provide some problem as well, because the physician, the doctors will prescribe, let's say, each patient needs to take probably around 1000 mg of PCM every time, or for every time that you want to take the medicine. Okay, but then again, each of the tablet may contain more than 500 mg. Let's say one tablet contain 550, another one is 600. So the patient end up taking more of the prescription than it should be. So that could cause some other problem like overdosage, for example. So we don't want that to happen as well. So each of the tablet must contain specifically the exact amount, okay, of what it should be. So for this experiment, you all should be dealing with paracetamol tablet. I think you all are very familiar of paracetamol tablet. There are many brands like Panadol, Eufamol, okay, and from local company as well, like from CCM, Pharmaniaga. They also have their own brand of paracetamol tablets. And the structure of PCM is given by this molecular structure that you have in the manual. Okay, and the name of paracetamol can also be known as acetaminophen. Okay, that is the other name, acetaminophen. If you are looking in pharmacopoeia, sometimes the pharmacopoeia doesn't list the PCM under paracetamol. It is listed in acetaminophen. Like in Japanese pharmacopoeia, if you search paracetamol, you wouldn't find it, okay, on the P. So you have to search from the alphabet A, acetaminophen. So paracetamol is 4-hydroxy acetanilide. Okay, so that is the IUPAC name for it, and the molecular structure is given as below. So it consists of a benzene ring with OH. Okay, so that is sort of like a phenol structure with NH and C double bond O. So that is the amide structure, okay, or the amide structure for the paracetamol. And in terms of solubility, it can be soluble in ethanol and also in acetone, and sparingly soluble in water, meaning it is if you leave it long enough in water, then it will start to dissolve. But if you leave it for a while, then it will take some time. Okay, but then again, all the tablets that you purchase, the PCM tablet you purchase will normally contain a coating. Okay, so the coating helps to uh, protect, okay, the excipient and the API inside. So the PCM mainly used as an analgesic or painkiller. So we use it for headache, sometimes for fever, and nowadays, if you are taking the vaccine, from the reports, so some of the what do you call that, side effect after taking the vaccine will be like fever, muscle pain, and so on. So the prescription will be just to take paracetamol tablets, okay, until the effects subside. And now we go straight to the procedure. Okay, so when you are doing AC for tablets formulation, okay, your formulation could be in either tablets or it could be in capsules. Okay, but for tablets, the method could, I would say, it is quite general in terms of if you have any other types of tablets, the method or the sample preparation method would be considered to be the same as what we will discuss in a bit. So the first step is on the procedure is it to weigh accurately 20 tablets and pulverize it with the help of mortar and pestle. So you don't actually use just one tablet. Okay, we don't take just one tablet and do the assay for that particular one tablet. We have to take at least 20 tablet and crush it down to become fine powder so that they mix well, okay, and become homogeneous. So 20 is a good number in order for you to take sort of an average, okay, because this is considered to be under the sampling. Okay, if you want to have a, a result which can represent the whole batch probably that you are manufacturing, you cannot just test on one tablet. Okay, so normally they will take around 20 tablets before being used to use it for the assay test. So once you weigh the 20 tablets and then you pulverize it to become very fine powder. So you weigh accurately a quantity of the powdered tablets equivalent to 20 milligram of paracetamol. So what does it mean here on the second step? I did not put the exact weight that you need to weigh, okay, for the powder, because depending on the brand of the tablets, so each tablet could have different weight. For example, maybe Panadol brand from GSK, each tablet could weigh maybe around 10, not to say 10, maybe 2 gram or 3 gram, for example. I'm just saying 3 gram, but another could be 4 gram. So what you have to do on the second step over here is to actually calculate how much of the powder that you need to represent 20 milligram, because here on the first step you have 20 tablets. So each of the tablets let's say the strength is 500 mg, so 20 times 500 mg, that would be equal to 10,000 mg. So 10,000 milligram of paracetamol is available in the total weight of the whole 20 tablets. Let's say you weigh on the first step, you get a value of probably 10 gram, for example. So there are 10,000 milligram in 10 grams of what do you call that, of the whole powder just now. So you have to accurately calculate what is the amount of the powder that you need to take 20 mg of paracetamol. So once you have that calculated, then you weigh and you can place it into 100 ml volumetric flask. Okay, then you have to add only 2 ml of methanol before further diluting it with distilled water. Okay, the reason why you put this methanol, because as you see earlier above, the solubility, it is very freely soluble in ethanol, or it could be in other alcohol as well. So that's why we add just a little bit of this methanol in order to help all of the paracetamol to dissolve. Okay, sometimes it may require a little bit more than 2 ml, like the amount could be double, 4 ml, 5 up to 10 ml. Okay, so then you have to do some dilution, in which that you have to pipette the solution from number 3, okay, into another 100 ml volumetric flask and top up with distilled water. So this will be considered as the sample solution, the solution that you are going to use for the UV analysis later on. Then step 5 would be the standard preparation. So when you are doing assay test, you must have a standard as well. So a standard is a pure is prepared from pure paracetamol powder. That means you know this is paracetamol and the purity is very high, could be 100% or maybe 99.999%. So you have to use that as your standard, and it is prepared exactly as step number 3 and number 4, because what you want to do is so that it will achieve the same concentration as the sample. So the standard must have the same concentration as the sample. Okay, let's say you expect the sample to have 2 mg in 100 ml. So your standard also must be prepared accordingly. Then you measure the absorbance of both sample and standard solution at about 244 nanometer using the UV-Vis. Okay, other references could be different. The one that I put above over here is 257 nanometer. Okay, but it depends on which reference that you are using as the lambda max. So this is 244. And you will use water as blank, because even though there are a little bit of methanol over here, but that is just in tiny amount. The bulk of it, you are using distilled water as the solvent. So take the absorbance reading and you can calculate the paracetamol content by using this formula below. So the data that you need would be the label claim of given tablet, meaning the strength of paracetamol tablet that you have, whether it's 500 mg or another higher one. I think most common is 650 mg. Okay, so and then the weight of the tablets, this should be 20, sorry, this should be 20 tablets. The weight of 20 tablets, and then average weight of the tablet. That means what is the total weight for the whole tablets, and you divide it by the number of tablets available. So this divide by 20. Okay, and then to calculate, so amount of paracetamol in sample or M sample will be calculated using this M standard times absorbance of sample over absorbance standard. So M standard is actually the amount of mg of paracetamol standard taken. Here in the step, in this step, okay, weigh 20 mg of paracetamol standard, you have to take note of the actual weight that you weigh using the analytical balance. So it could be more than 20 mg. Let's say you put 21. So it has to be exactly the same as to what you are going to put in the calculation. Okay. So amount of paracetamol standard taken times the absorbance of a sample times the absorbance standard. Then the uh, percentage purity can be calculated as the amount of sample, M sample divided by 20 mg times 100. So that is how you obtain the percentage purity or the assay test for paracetamol tablet. So now we're going to look into the material that I have placed here. So this is, I'm going to show you this one first, which is assay of paracetamol raw material. So this is like doing assay for the standard itself, okay? Because the standard paracetamol will be in powdered form. So let's watch the video first.
تاني خطوة بدنا ننقل الكمية اللي وزناها ل 50 ml فوليومتريك فلاسك. نتأكد إنه نعمل رينزنج للواتش جلاس بالسولفنت تبعنا اللي هو 0.1 مولر صوديوم هيدروكسيد.
So she is using a little bit of sodium hydroxide to help to dissolve the paracetamol. Okay, but in our manual, our procedure, we use a little bit of ethanol
نعمل شيكينج
or
منيح
methanol.
حتى الباودر كلها تدوب. بعد هيك بنكمل الفوليوم ل 50 ml عند الخط. ضروري إنه نعمل ميكسينج منيح حتى السوليوشن تبعنا يصير هوموجينيوس. بعد هيك بنكمل عملية الديليوشن زي ما هي موجودة عندنا بالبروسيجر.
So right now she's doing all of the dilution process from the stock solution. So always use pipette, okay, not using cylinder, measuring cylinder.
وهيك صار معنا السوليوشن جاهز حتى نقيس له الابزوربنس. لحساب السامبل الابزوربنس من خلال دبل بيم بنحتاج بروجرام كاري ون يو في، نختار سمبل ريدز، من عند السيت اب بنحدد اللمدة اللي بدنا نقيس عليها الابزوربنس، ضروري نصفر على السولفنت تبعنا اللي هو 0.1 مولر صوديوم هيدروكسيد، نحط بالسامبل والريفرنس بيفت هولدر صوديوم هيدروكسيد، نختار 0.
Okay, so that's how the result is obtained, and I will show you another video of the actual assay for the PCM tablet. But this is very short one, just about 1 minute.
Assay of paracetamol tablet using UV spectroscopy. We crushed 20 tablets using mortar and pestle. Then we take 0.15 gram paracetamol to 50 ml 0.1 molar sodium hydroxide. Then we diluted it with 100 ml of water and shake it for 50 minutes. And sufficient water we added to produce 20 ml mix. After that, we filter it. Then from the filtrate, we take 10 ml to 100 ml of water.
So just now he filtered the solution, because sometimes when you dissolve the powder, there will be some solid that will remain undissolved. Okay, that could be not from the paracetamol itself, but it could be from the coating or from any other excipients.
After that, we take 10 ml of this solution to 10 ml 0.1 molar NaOH and diluted it to 100 ml using water. After that, we measure the absorbance using UV spectrophotometer.
Okay, so the measurement using the UV is quite simple, like what I have shown you last week. But then the sample preparation, okay, on how you prepare the tablets. There is another video. This one is actually on aspirin tablet, but I just want you to see on the methodology itself. I'm going to forward a bit until the sample preparation part. Okay, so that is the tablet. Okay, the difference, this one with what we are actually doing in the previous video is that he straight away take one tablet and do the analysis. Okay, but if you are later on when you go to working environment, especially in pharmaceutical manufacturing company, the analysis won't be done this way. Okay, because most of the time you still have to take at least 20 tablets and then only take some of the powder from it in order to do your assay. But it's okay, I just want to use this video as comparison. Okay, so this is just the titration. So I think what I want to focus is on the sample preparation itself. Okay, so that is uh, the videos, just three that I want to share with you all for this experiment number 5, because the second part will be, except from the sample preparation, is the UVV spectrophotometer, which is how you are going to use the UVVs, which I think in the previous experiment we have discussed on that. Okay, and for the report part, okay, if you go back to the manual, okay, there are things that you need to have the data in terms that if you want to do the calculation. So that has been provided over here. So if you go to your Google Classroom on experiment number 5, okay, above the video I have placed what type of sample, what is the raw data that uh, to be used in your calculation. So the sample given is Pharmaniaga for paracetamol tablet with 500 mg strength. So the weight of 20 tablets is given as 11,100 milligram. So that is the total weight of 20 tablets. So weight of powder containing 20 mg of paracetamol can be calculated. That means you have to calculate how much from this powder over here, the weight of this powder is needed to contain 20 mg. So it is just normal algebra, because here in 20 tablets, you times 20 times 500, so that correspond to 10, I think 10,000 milligram of uh, paracetamol itself. Okay, so that is the raw data that I have given. But the absorbance of the sample and the absorbance of standard, this I want you to find from online resources, as in the absorbance would be at either, you can take values or results from the references. It could be from 244 nanometer or the other one, which is 257. So the absorbance can be used. You have to take one for sample, one for standard. Actually, in the video just now also, they have some of the values that you can use as well. So up to you, you can use that or you can take from other references, because I have searched, there are reported values for these absorbance for the tablet samples and also just for the standard itself. Okay, so that is how experiment 5 uh, report should be done. Okay, but I know this is not you don't have the chance to fully to be hands on this experiment, but if let's say I think when everybody is already back in campus, there will be some module in which that you can do this essay test again. Okay, if not, maybe during your industrial training as well, if you're working in a lab, so you have another chance of doing the uh, sample preparation. Okay, but mainly when you are doing essay test, the most tedious step is the sample preparation itself. And this one, the assay is using UV spectrophotometer. Other assay for maybe other formulation or other API may use HPLC. That means you prepare the sample and it has to be injected into a HPLC, which is more complicated. Okay, but uh, it will be more accurate instead of using just normal UV. And some companies prefer to have their testing method by using HPLC instead of just UV spectrophotometer. So that would be all on experiment 5.